Good morning, Rachida. Thank you for hosting us here at Baby Café, Café Poussette Haricots Magiques in Brussels. And today we are going to ask you to tell a bit about your story as an entrepreneur and as a new entrepreneur in Brussels. How did your career as an entrepreneur start?
It started with me becoming a mom, actually. I've never thought I would be an entrepreneur. I was happy as a salary, as an employee working in my organization. I've always worked for different organizations, and I had no ambition to be an entrepreneur. But then becoming a mom was a real tsunami for me. Because first with the pregnancy, it wasn't that easy, it wasn't that marvelous, it wasn't that wow, pink. And during that time I was already thinking, okay, how do people manage? And then I've been through a postpartum depression, and because of that situation I felt really alone, and I met a lot of people, especially expats, who felt that way, but not because of the depression in their case. It was more because of not having family and friends around. And it started like that. I was meeting a lot of families, looking for a place to go. And there was only one, actually, at that time. And it was the Baby Café, Café Poussette Haricots Magiques in Schaerbeek. It's been the first baby café in Belgium, actually. In 2012, they started. And because of some health issues, the couple, the owners, decided to stop. And it was in 2018. And I was going there because it was the only place where you could feel comfortable as a new mom, young mom. And I heard that they were stopping, and voilà, I couldn't imagine that this kind of place would close their doors, that definitely, while there was no other option.
How much your personal background influenced and informed your career as an entrepreneur?
Actually, I can say two things. First, it helped me not really positively, I can say, because I don't have connections here. I mean, of course, I was born here, I have my friends, my family, but I don't know much people like, let's say, local Belgians who could have helped me, because I was the first in my family and also in my close neighborhood to start something like this. So I didn't know where to go, who to ask. When I told my mom I was going to do this, she was like, Rachida, this is something for men. What are you talking about? And so it didn't really help, first. And secondly, in my culture, my background culture, having kids, it's totally normal. You know, you don't have one kid, you have plenty of kids. So imagine telling my mom, I've been through a postpartum depression. She was like, what language are you talking about? And so it didn't help neither, because everything started from my private situation, which was not easy. And then the rest followed. And I couldn't explain, since the beginning of the story is difficult to understand in my background culture. How do you expect them to understand the rest of my story? Even today, it's 1 year later, I started a year ago, and my mom is still wondering what I'm doing.
Then you had to start looking for a fund.
Yeah.
So how much it was difficult or not?
It was very difficult, to be honest. First, because I've been always working as an employee, so of course I had some money, aside, like a saving account. But it was like most of the people to buy an apartment, because you get married, you have a son, and then you want some space. But then, because of this priority in my life, this new situation, I decided to forget about the apartment. It would all go for my project. And I tried at the beginning to go to banks, but you have to say that Haricots Magiques wasn't successful. Yeah, it can be successful because it answers a society needs, it answers the parents' need, but if you see in the bookkeeping situation, it's not working. It's not really a concept that is really successful, because most of the people, they're gonna come, have a coffee, stay a few hours. You cannot pay rent and have employees and pay your bills with few coffees. So, of course, Haricots Magiques that I took over wasn't working. So on the papers, when I went to the banks, no one could help me. No one would allow me a loan. No. So what I did first is really use my own money that I saved, and then I've been through a crowdfunding. And to be honest, it was a lot of work, the crowdfunding. So I would never recommend it as a way to make money. Never. It was too much work for what you get. But I would definitely recommend it if you want to spread the word about something. You know, my message was, I don't want this concept to die, and I would do anything to make it rebirth after his ashes. And it did work, because I've got a lot of medias following, a lot of interviews on the radio, national television. So I'm happy about the outcome of my crowdfunding, not really about the money. But my crowdfunding did work also thanks to a video. I asked a cameraman, and also some extra people, you know, in the field of medias, to help me to make a cute video, but also powerful video. It did work. I see it now. My son, he loves it, because he sees himself like 2 years ago. And it's a cute video that has been really shared a lot, and people understand in 3 minutes what I meant with taking over the Café Poussette.
Which advice could you give to new women entrepreneurs to be, and about the doer and don'ts on to start their careers?
Yeah, first I would definitely invite them to call the 1819 number, which is 1819, which is really the platform, the most important organization here in Brussels to help new entrepreneurs to be. Why? Because they give you a lot of information which is correct, up to date and free. You can either call, it's really 1819, or you can go, or you can also send a mail. They are really great. For me, it's the best of the best if you need some information really on paper. Then I would definitely join networking members, you know, like membership, or even not membership, but networking events, just to meet people, to understand the reality of becoming an entrepreneur, because it's not as we could think of. You know, some people, they just dream about it, they just see some Instagram things and they believe, yeah, that's great. But no, it has its highs and its lows, and you need to know about both, actually, because like in my case, you have to understand that I do sacrifice my private family to live this experience as an entrepreneur, as a woman. Not everyone is ready for this. I was looking for some help, some associate maybe also, to help me with the baby cafe, and most women were interested. But when I explained how it was, the daily life, most of them said, okay, thank you, bye-bye. So I would definitely invite women who want to be entrepreneurs to meet other entrepreneurs, so that they know all about it. Of course, you would never experience it before to go through it, but at least you have the goes and the don't goes. And the last point, I would say it's okay to be scared, you know? I mean, if you are scared, it's normal. If you are not, then there's something wrong about you. I would be okay to be scared, because I've been scared and I did it. I believe some people say, or you can find this, that, you know, the most great, exciting, you know, adventures or experiences start with being scared. So just be scared and then go over it, and then you'll have a great experience, I'm sure.
Thank you very much for your time.